هل سمعتم قصة تحكي مجدا بسماها أم رأيتم شعلة شق في الأفق ضياها؟ هل سمعتم قصة تحكي مجدا بسماها أم رأيتم شعلة شق في الأفق ضياها؟ هم نجوم سطروا أحلى المعاني وبروج شيدوا الهمة فاني.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. فقد قال الله عز وجل في القرآن المجيد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. يا الإخوة الكرام، أحييكم بتحية تحية أهل الجنة. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Brothers and sisters in Islam, I know many of you are very excited to see the Sheikh Phiri show. Today we're talking on tips for singles. Tips for singles. So I know there's so many single people out there, they're very excited and they're happy to hear that at last there's a topic for singles. Let's just look at what Allah SWT says in the Holy Quran, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, in Surah Rum. ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفكرون. The meaning of which is ومن آياته, from his signs, أن خلق لكم, he created for you أنفسكم, he created for you أنفسكم وأزواجا, females or wives, لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا, so that you live with them, وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً, and he created amongst you affection and love and mercy. And in this, there's a sign for a nation that ponders. So let us look at some of the tips that we can use as singles to get married. Because as you know, nikah or marriage is from the Sunnah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And nikahu min sunnati, that this is from the hadith that the nikah or a marriage is a sunnah of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it is very important for us, if you want to harness a family, you have to get married. But you must know also some tips you can use on how to get married. The wedding day is but a marriage. The wedding day is a day, but marriage is a lifetime. So there are two different things here. So the marriage day and the marriage itself, they are two different. So you find that sometimes when it's a honeymoon, people, they're so romantic, people, they're so loving. But after honeymoon, things change. Because marriage has got so many phases and it's got so many challenges. But it's not, you're not supposed to be scared, you're not supposed to fear marriage. Marriage is a university, an institution, a college that can change you. A stingy man who is single will still be stingy when he's married. So don't be stingy. Make sure that start in your lifetime to give charity, to give zakah, to be helpful. Don't ever be stingy. In a marriage, learn to spoil your wife. So it's very important that if you're single out there, start being someone who is charitable and humble to everybody. It does not mean stinginess is all about materialistic things. It's about having a good heart, having a mercy, a loving heart each and every day. Do not sit in the comfort zone. Do not sit in the comfort zone always. That means that learn to do things that are hard. Learn to do things that are challenging. So likewise, marriage, if you are used to things that are challenging, you're able to tackle all the issues. For example, you learn how to take care of people, how to respect, how to be hospitable. It means that when you're in a marriage, maybe your wife is pregnant. What you're going to do? You're going to be cooking for your wife. Your wife is pregnant and she wants to go to hospital, you're able to say, I'll take you to the hospital. I don't have to wait for an ambulance. So in that way, you learned not to sit in the comfort zone, knowing that life is a challenge. As life is a challenge, I must make sure that I learn to work hard for my family. As you know also, when you are married, you have to make sure that there's electricity in the house, there's food in the house, everything has to be there. So in that way, if you're a person who grows up working hard, not sitting in the comfort zone, you're able to endure all the challenges you're going to face when you're married. When God wants to bless you, He puts a person in your life. When Almighty Allah wants to bless you, He puts a person in your life. And when Almighty God wants to bless you always, He puts a person in your life. So the person you're going to get married is going to make your blessing to be more. What we're trying to say is that everyone you meet is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you help that person, for example, you get blessings. But when Satan wants to destroy you, he puts a person in your life. That's always happening. That sometimes Satan will send a person, a certain person in your life to destroy you. So make sure, scrutinize before you get married. It is better to be single and alone than to be married to a wrong person. It's better to be single. So don't get married to the wrong person. Always get married to a righteous person who believes in the kalima, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. A person who is humble and has got a good background. Avoid contentious women. 3 men to avoid. The ill-tempered men. You know, if you marry someone who is ill-tempered, what's going to happen? You're going to have boxing. You know, Mike Tyson every time in the house. And that's not halal. There's so many cases of domestic violence. Don't marry someone who is ill-tempered. A womanizer. Don't marry a man who is a womanizer. A womanizer will give you problems, give you viruses, give you so many issues that are not good for you. A drunkard. Never marry a man who is a drunkard. Marrying a comedian does not guarantee a happy marriage. Marrying a comedian, someone who makes a lot of jokes, think that, oh, my marriage is going to be fine. No. Marriage is about facing challenges, loving, and taking care. It's not about 24 hours comedy. No. It's about having a schedule and time for everything. Each time has got its conditions and specific time. Not that you're always laughing. No. You need to be sometimes serious. So it is very important for you before you get married. Don't just rush into marriage so that if I marry a person like this who's going to crack jokes for me 24 hours, then everything is perfect. No, it's not like that. There are times we have to be serious. And another point is that God first. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Everything you do with your husband must be God first. Not money first or something first. Only God first. And 4 places four things that bring peace and tranquility in a marriage are: 1, I love you. Let us always make sure that when you're married, you say, I love you. When you're married, you say, I'm sorry. When you're married, say, thank you. When you're married, say, I forgive you. So those 4 aspects makes it in a way that marriage becomes very peaceful and a place to enjoy. So if there is no happiness in a marriage, if there's no love in a marriage, if there's no sorry in a marriage, then there's a lot of violence, there's a lot of hate. Hence, you see so many people, they divorce because they have no 4 ingredients that can spice up their marriage. So we're taking a short break and we're coming back to a beautiful topic which is called Tips for Singles.
هل سمعتم قصة تحكي مجدا بسماها أم رأيتم شعلة؟ هل سمعتم قصة تحكي مجدا بسماها أم رأيتم شعلة؟
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. There are 4 items that makes us to have a lovely marriage. We discussed about them in the first segment. That is, I love you, I am sorry, thank you, I forgive you. So these 4 items will make the marriage to be fruitful. But nowadays, not like that. What do? There's no I love you. The first I love you was on the honeymoon night. It was I love you like it was like the whole honeymoon night was I love you. But after honeymoon, there's no more I love you. So, but this is why we see there's a lot of division between husband and wife. So before you get married, know these 4 ingredients. I love you, I'm sorry, thank you, I forgive you. So if you have got these 4 ingredients, these are nice secrets to have a lasting marriage. If you look at couples that have lived 30 years in marriage, 50 years in marriage, ask them about these 4 ingredients. I love you, I'm sorry, thank you, I forgive you. If you're going to sing these as songs each and every day, you see that the marriage will be fruitful. Don't dwell on the fact that you're single. Don't say I'm single, every time single. Dwell on the fact that inshallah, I'm making dua, I want to get married. No sex before marriage. No sex before marriage. This has been echoed so many times, but people, they turn a blind eye. Why is it like that? Because if you go and experiment with what the Sharia didn't tell you, you end up losing. La taqrabu zina, don't be close to zina. لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. There was a great paradigm in Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the best paradigm was that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam never get engaged in sex before marriage. So it is very important for us to safeguard ourselves. No matter what challenge you're going to face, learn to say, no, I can't do this. Part of being a good man and being a good single person is to say, no sex before marriage. I'm a Muslim. I want to be humble. Be like Yusuf alayhi salam said, no, ma'adallah, I don't do this. I don't do this at all. I'm a person who wants to be straight. So before you get married, no zina, no sex. Make sure after the nikah, then you can do what you want because it's halal. And don't deal always with anti-marriage people. You know, you meet some people that are anti-marriage. They say, no, marriage is not good. I was married before, my husband was like this. I was married, my wife was like this. They're anti-marriage. Don't hang around with those people. They'll put a negative mindset in your mind, which is not good. Hang around with married people always. Make sure that in your life, hang around with married people. Even after when you're married also, hang around with men or women that are married. Why? Because you're in the same institution. You're in the same university. You're doing the same degree. Hence, you can boost each other's morals and you can network on the subjects of marriage. Marriage without friendship is like a sky without the sun. So, married couples must be like friends. They are networked, they love each other, they're honest, they're humble, they got a good network. They must be like friends. So if there's no friendship in a marriage, how is it going to work? So this companionship, this friendship, plus you spice up that you are married. It will make the marriage to be strong. It's like a house with what? With a foundation. It's like a house with enough bricks. It's like a house with bricks which are intact. Also, don't just rush into marriage. Preparation, plan, and always have good logic while you're getting married. Happiness comes by marrying the right person. Someone say that when you get married to a right person, every day, 365 days is Valentine's Day. Anyway, to be frank, I don't like Valentine's Day. I don't support it. I can see some people say, oh, that sheikh is wearing a red coat. That means he's on Valentine mode. No. St. Valentine's was in love with a young girl. It's almost like pedophile. And how can I celebrate a celebration of a pedophile? I can't do this. So I'm trying to say that love is every day. Love is 365 days per year, not 14th February. We mustn't be blind followers. When you love someone, it's not only on Valentine's. It's every day. And also learn not to put names because you don't know the history behind that St. Valentine's. Love is every day and must be halal, must be according to the Islamic laws. And also stay calm. Sometimes when people get married, they say, no, I don't have a bed. I'm looking for a room to rent. I don't have a room to rent. They're shaking like this. When they met, no, relax. Be a man. Be a mother. One brother saying now, my wife is at the hospital. I don't know what to do. There's a first child. He's shaking. Is the first? No, relax. You will be fine. After you have the first child, say, oh, Alhamdulillah. Now I got the catalog now. The second child comes, I have the catalog. Why? Because you're calm. But if you're naive, now you're shaking because the child has been born. How are you going to carry the child? You know, when the first child comes, you know what happens that you don't know, you don't have a catalog. Now if you're shaking, you're not calm, what's going to happen? Even the child will start crying. What's happening? The father is not calm. The father is even scared of his own child. So there's the importance of being calm. And be humble. Want to get married? Be humble. In English they say, be humble, you could be wrong. Some people, you know, when they've attained a certain stage in life, you know, they use a certain word here, like boss or lani. They start to be, not to be humble. But don't be like that. I've met some good bosses, they're very humble. Be humble no matter what stage you are in life. Such that when you get married also, you're humble, you're able to learn your wife, you're able to learn your husband. But if you're not humble, how are you going to sit down with your husband and talk nice? You're going to say, no, I'm beautiful. You know, I'm on top, I don't talk to my husband nicely. You know, my husband, I'm beautiful, I'm so beautiful. No, that's not right. If your husband said, no, I'm the big boss, I got money, I'm a billionaire. You know, you can say anything at all to me. No, be humble. And be thankful also. Learn to say thank you. Learn to address issues in a good way. Don't always be a person who is disagreeing. Divine guidance. Before you get married, if you're single, seek some divine guidance. In fact, pray each and every day, even if it means praying the tahajjud prayer, which we do early in the morning, around 3 o'clock in the morning. Pray it. Why? Because you want to fortify your foundation of marriage. Dua. If you want to fortify your foundation of marriage also, the dua, the prayer is very important. Pray for the right pious wife or right pious husband. Do not place all on the priority on looks, because looks also can doom you, can doom your ambitions. Because you say, oh, she is so beautiful, that's the one. She's very beautiful, that's the one. Oh, he's handsome, that's the one I want. No. Place your first priorities on what? On etiquettes, on humbleness, on piety. This is utmost importance. Why? Because this can help you to harness a family wherein the father is righteous, is pious. A mother is righteous, is pious. I've heard of so many successful stories of a man who married a woman who was being called the most ugly woman in the world. But when in the house, the husband is very happy. The wife is very humble. She comes with some water to drink. But now you say, oh, I'm going to marry a beautiful woman. When you come back home, you want some water. You said you want water. No. Go there in the fridge and take your own water. You married me to take water for you. You think it makes sense? That is happening in so many houses. So I'm not saying don't marry a beautiful woman. I'm not saying so. But I'm saying don't judge a book by its cover. At the same time, don't underrate yourself. Yes, make sure also look at deen. Part of the main conditions according to the hadith of who to marry is that look at deen first, religion, piety and Islam. But also know that don't judge a book by its cover. And also make dua before you get married. Another point is the characteristics of the right one. They fear God, they fear Allah, they got taqwa, and they got wisdom. If you marry a person who's got wisdom, for example, can educate your children about wisdom. Don't just marry to say, okay, I just heard that she's a scientist. He's a businessman. He's a billionaire. He's driving a Bugatti. He's driving a Jeep. He just purchased a very beautiful car. So I'm going to marry him. What if you marry him and then the time of honeymoon, they say they allow you to get inside his Lamborghini, but he's not a good driver. But you're saying, I'm marrying him for the Lamborghini. You get inside the car, instead of him driving normally, you drive all the way to Jannah. What I mean is that you drive like he's full speed and you die the same day. Because he doesn't know how to control his speed. And you married him because you said he's got a car. Now that car, same vehicle will kill you. Because you married only for the car. So the point is here, marry a person who is able to live according to the ahkam, according to the system of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. There was a great paradigm in Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Another point is pamper her. Learn to say, if I get married, I want to pamper her. I want to pamper my husband. I want to spoil him. Learn to spoil each other when you're married. Love is not blind, but lust is blind. So there are two words here, love and lust. Love is not blind. As the actual other saying says, love is blind. But it's not blind, lust is blind. Lust is when by you got these satanic desires, this extreme shahwa, this extreme feeling, which is haram. So if you really love someone, you don't have to be lustful, but you have to control your feelings. Love is about putting God first in whatever you do. Lust put us in a situation whereby we want to do illegal sexual intercourse, which is haram. So a true friend also is loyal. So a true husband, a true wife is loyal. Learn to be loyal to your husband. Learn to be loyal to your wife. Marry a true religious person. Check your car brand. What do I mean when I say check your car brand? You know, sometimes when people are talking about cars, they say, once you buy a Toyota, you're guaranteed you're going to enjoy your life. You buy a Toyota, you guaranteed it's enjoyment. But when you buy a Skorokoro, what happens? The Skorokoro is a word which is used in Southern Hemisphere to mean a car which is very old. So, but when you buy a Toyota, guaranteed, no problems. So, how do you know that your brand is right? Religion, Islam first, like with all the characteristics that we mentioned. Religion is the main thing. You know that the brand of the husband you're going to marry is right. The brand of the wife you're going to marry is right. Also, fight Satan. Fight the whisperings of shaitan. Alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudurinas. Shaitan wants to whisper to us, say no, have sex before marriage. Engage in this. Fight that evil and say no, I'm going to engage in any form of love and affection after my nikah. So this is a true Muslim. But if you don't fight shaitan, alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudurinas, the one who whispers in the hearts of men, then you're bound to lose. That's why so many people have ended up, they got viruses, they're sick, they got so many problems in life because they did not fight shaitan. They did not fight the whisperings of shaitan. Do not marry for money. Don't marry to say, oh, I want to marry him because I heard his father is a millionaire. You marry him, but you find that he's broke, he's got accounts. So don't judge a book by its cover. And marry a person for the sake of love, for the sake of Islam, for the sake of respect, for the sake of procreation of children. Don't marry for property. Don't marry for money. So we make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us also to be presentable. When you want to have a good husband, be presentable. When you want to be a good wife, be presentable. Don't just look funny. Brush your teeth also. Make sure you exercise. Don't keep your body. For example, you see some brothers, they got a very big stomach. Very big stomach, and you say you want to get married. Yes, you can get married, but that big stomach, why you got big stomach? As a man, exercise. You know that during the time of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they used to do so many exercises. But you are busy making sure that the stomach is big. So make sure that you exercise your body, you look presentable, you dress nice and with dignity. Don't look shabby. Make sure that your hair is clean, your fingernails, everything is intact and you're presentable. That's how you can prepare to get married. At the same time, work hard to find a good job so that you can be able to take care of what? Of your family. So also don't think that when you get married, you must have everything. They started from zero to hero. So many parents, they didn't have even a house before they got, but I mean, you must have a place to stay. But they didn't have something bigger. So don't say, I want to have a 10-bedroom house before I got married. So make dua that all of us, inshallah, who are not married, to get married. Those who are married, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put barakah and blessings in their marriage. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for all of us and make it easy upon those people that are single in this world. Wa akhir da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
سمعتم قصة تحكي مجدا بسماها أم رأيتم شعلة شق في الأفق ضياها هل سمعتم قصة تحكي مجدا بسماها أم رأيتم شعلة شق في الأفق ضياها هم نجوم سطروا أحلى المعاني وبروج شيدوا الهمة فاني